Stellar jobs report for foreign-born workers. Will this push higher interest rates? Hello, this is Chart GPT today. The March 2024 NFP report is out. Let's take a dive into it and see what it says and what it means for the economy going forward. Here's the raw numbers here. The number was 303, higher than expected, and the trend is kind of flattening out here, so that from a jobs perspective it looks pretty steady as she goes. The unemployment rate pretty much the same, ticked a little bit lower there, but it's pretty much flatlining there, but that's still pretty much considered full employment, around 4%, so that's not necessarily a problem. Here's where the job changes were: private education, health services, and government. Everything else kind of deadline. And so this is what the immigration did. Immigration of these folks that are coming across the border there are adding to the jobs situation, because they're picking up all those jobs. We can see here the participation rate even rose at just a tinge there, but it's pretty bit flatlined. Still hasn't recovered from COVID, which is kind of interesting. Of course, here's what everybody's talking about. The part-time job soars from March 2024. Job changes were all mostly in part-time work, and if you see here, it's most of the job creation the past 6 years has been exclusive for foreign-born workers. And you can see here, certainly in the last few years here, Biden has the crossings of the southwest border has climbed, and of course that's what's fueling a lot of the job growth in the country and adding to the GDP. So that's interesting there. Interesting way to manage the economy. What it does otherwise is another point. Here's the household versus establishment survey. We've been looking at that. It's pretty much flatlining, even though the top line, which is the establishment survey, is what employers say, and the household is what people say. And you can check out the difference between the two there in the AI and the description of the post link in the description box. I think a lot of people are talking about is that the ISM data, which is kind of a pre look at what the economy will be doing, has gone up a bit. It's even passed over the 50% line, which means it's in positive growth territory. So some people are saying the recession is off. Of course, the downside of that, the Fed rate cuts rather, has dipped below the 50% possibility, because everybody's looking at lower interest rates to help out the rest of the economy, and that looks like it could be nixed going into the election. So the interesting point there on how Bidenomics is managing it to go into the election. Interesting there. Here's what it's doing to the interest rates. We can see here that it's been creeping back up because of these job reports and relatively okay economic issues. The problem is if it inches higher, and of course we've already reported about what it's doing to the interest payments, closing to 1.6 trillion. That's if no rate cuts occur, but if rate hikes occur, or even steady, it could go even higher, and it could spell that Minsky moment that a lot of people are afraid, and we've had reports on what gold is doing, Bitcoin, etc., going higher because of the fear of what might be happening. In any case, take our online poll. Will interest rates climb back to the recent highs? Take that online poll, follow the post link in the description box. Now don't forget to subscribe.